Everybody, this is Sheilaaliens, and it is the 5th of May, 2012, or just about. This is going to be my UFO Manifesto Part 2. I've posted the first part to this back in September 2011, and I just always kind of felt like it needed another part to it. I have a lot more subscribers now than I did when I posted the first part to this, so hi everybody. A lot of you don't know that when I first started out, I was just strictly hunting UFOs on my own by myself with my crappy little Sony Handycam camera that takes the old high 8 tapes and posting it to YouTube. Every night I did that, and I loved it, and I thought everything was a UFO, to be honest. Now, a lot of people ask me these days why I don't post much about UFOs anymore. Well, because I've become a lot more skeptical in a healthy manner these days, I think. Of course, I still believe. I believe in aliens. I don't have any proof of it, but it's just something I feel in my heart, or deeper than that even. I believe in government UFOs and stuff like that. But I also believe that people want to believe so badly that they will just blindly, willingly accept anything as a UFO, and they make up all these crazy stories about what it is and this and that. I'm definitely guilty of it in the past. And so the reason I don't post much on UFOs anymore these days is because when I see a UFO video, I can usually just pretty much identify what it is, or, you know, it's nothing that spectacular. It's probably, unfortunately, sky lanterns, unless they're doing something extra cool other than just acting like sky lanterns. Or oftentimes it's a botched rocket launch, or just a regular rocket launch. Or, you know, it's a hoax. There's so many hoax videos out there that this whole thing is just diluted with horrible quality content. I mean, there's a lot of videos of people just recording a bright star in the sky and it's out of focus, and I don't know, what do you expect me to do about that? I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. I don't find that interesting. So I'm very picky these days about the UFO videos that I do post, because I want to know the truth, and I don't just want to be in a fantasy land. So I hope you guys can respect that. And I mean, my days of pointing a camera at a bush with a light behind it and freaking out about it are over. I know it looked weird, but maybe it was just a light behind a bush, but I've definitely recorded, in my opinion, and seen for sure, some really strange stuff. Let's take a look. This is just kind of how I roll. I'm like, video or it didn't happen. How I roll. So I'm going to show you. Posted this one on July 1st, 2010, and my video camera captured something really strange. Aside from the weird light in the tree, which I don't know what was going on with that. Look at this bug. I know cameras can do weird things, but I'd never seen that before nor since. Definitely weird looking. Here we have some more strange, I guess, bugs, some type of little flying things. This was filmed with a completely different camera. This was a security camera with a bunch of infrared lights on it, and that thing could see some interesting things, I tell you. Now, look on the right side of the screen. There's going to be a pair that comes in together and kind of breaks apart. Now what the hell do you call that? That's really weird. I don't know what to make of it. It's absolutely crazy. But get yourself an good infrared security camera, and you're gonna see all kinds of stuff that you didn't know is out there. From where I'm standing, there's a mountain right outside my door. At night, there's some crazy lights on it. This mountain is 8 miles away, and if these are car lights, then to me that just seems exceedingly bright. And at night, it's very surreal because you can imagine that there isn't a mountain there, then there's just creepy lights in the sky. It's kind of surreal. But take a look. This is a good example. All you idiotic people who want to claim that I'm a known hoaxer, I'm not. Straight up. I could be. I could still be filming that right now because it happens every single night, but I'm not. I'm not going to claim that it's UFOs because I don't know for sure, but I am going to say that it's strange and that I'm so, skeptical these days, and I don't want to mislead anybody and say that I know that it's UFOs or anything, because I don't. When I first started hunting UFOs, I honestly believed everything that I posted. It was cute. I think it was just part of a natural evolution of somebody. It's a healthy thing, and you can't just be stuck in that phase forever of believing everything, but you kind of need to go through that in order to experience it and to experience all kinds of stuff. And when you evolve out of that phase, you realize some of the things you saw, or the majority of what you saw, was not as you had perceived it at the time. But you also know then for sure that you did see a few things that can't be explained. This one, for some reason, never really got any views. I think to this day it only has about less than 2,000. But it's one of my favorites, my own personal favorites that I've recorded myself. It's from July 2010, and it's one of the top 3 strangest things I've ever seen. We have what I guess you could assume is an airplane that approaches from the left of the screen, whereas all the other lights are landing, I guess. They're all going to land on the left side, whereas this one is approaching from there. I kind of felt like it was a poser, like it was pretending to be an airplane for a minute. Just check out what it did. And then it went back right the same direction that it entered from. And I have to wonder, what the hell was that all about? Was that just to say hi? And that kind of stuff does fuel those types of thoughts. When stuff seems to be happening just for you. Weird stuff. For the record, I did not have the camera on autofocus. I do not believe in autofocus. That's a terrible, terrible thing to do when you're UFO hunting. I had on manual focus set for landscape/infinity. I saw this thing with my own eyes. I even had glasses on at the time, back then. And it looked just like that. It looked like it had ballooned up into some type of a balloon behind the tree. I mean, I don't know if it was a trick of the light, but light doesn't usually do that. if it was just shining right at me and that's why it got so bright, then why did it look like it had its own little bubble of light? The light didn't just shine through the tree like it should have. It had, I don't know, it ballooned up, it looked like to me, and it was so cool. Which brings me to a sighting from August 2010. Yes, 2010 was just poppin' with UFOs, you better believe it. This one also got really bright, stayed in one spot. Then dimmed back down and kind of, cruised off in a coy manner, like a pimp, like a boss. And this one is just another really bright object getting checked out by a helicopter. There's a certain type of UFO that kept coming back repeatedly, or it's like a group of them, whether it's alien or military, whatever. I'm guessing military, but I might be wrong. So this group of flashing UFOs kept showing up, and I have so many videos on it that I had to make a playlist. I have 19 videos showing the same type of UFO group, and here's an example. Looks like this one has the most views. And my playlist is called Flashing UFOs. Okay, so every light you see here was actually flashing in the sky. I've never actually tried slowing these down to count how many lights are there, but there's gotta be a dozen or so. Maybe more. And it always starts off as one, and it just grows from there until there's just a ridiculous amount of flashing lights in the sky. I still don't know what these were. So in part 1, I made some predictions. I chose some dates as dates to be looking up at the sky, as something special might happen. And I give the reasons for why I chose those dates in part 1 to this video. I don't know about all the dates, but I can say for sure the first one I chose was September 14th, and it came true. And that was when we saw the first big fireball or meteor that made national news. That's when I definitely started taking notice to fireballs. September 14th, it made national news, and it was over the Southwest, no less. I live here in the Southwest. It was seen in Arizona, Nevada, and California. And I was out there with my camera on the 14th, but I guess I just didn't get to see it. I have talked to people here in Tucson who did get to see it, and apparently it was an amazing sight to see. And, well, you win some, you lose some, but I was just stoked that it even happened at all. I was like, of all the dates that could have flown in, it flew in on the first one that I chose. The first time I've ever, officially made any kind of predictions, and I'm not going to do it again. I'm not like a soothsayer, but that kind of stuff makes me think that the aliens are listening, or some kind of higher power is at hand here. Some type of higher power. Maybe it's just the universe, I don't know, but it's wonderful, and I'm so happy about it. You can see I also chose the 23rd and the 29th. The 23rd or the 24th was when the UARS satellite supposedly ended up crashing down, but yeah. That about wraps it up. I want to say thank you so much to my subscribers, old and new. You're all very awesome. I don't know what else to say. Hope this kind of explains a little bit why I'm not all about just UFOs anymore. Because I just don't want to feed into all of this misleading media that is being put out by people. I mean, there's conspiracy theories and there's just some absurd ones. It's worrisome. But what do I know? I could be wrong, they could be right, or my guess is none of us are right. But I feel like there's a force at hand purposefully misleading us with like wild goose chases and stuff like that. So anyway, I'm just trying to keep it real. Thank you so much for watching. Much love. Bye.